You don't want to go to war with black Americans. Right now, we're smelling ourselves and we're feeling good, and we like the way it feels.
This week has been wild, and not in a good way. The diaspora drama hit a boiling point, and now it's spiraling into something bigger. August 1st is being pushed as the day of a so-called boycott aimed specifically at African-owned businesses. Not all of them, though. The main targets, African restaurants, and more aggressively, African braid shops. Yep, it's getting personal now. Let's be real, the heat is mainly coming for the braid shops. People are claiming that disrespect toward black Americans is baked into the culture of these businesses. But deeper than that, it feels like this. Whole movement is rooted in trying to humble or check Africans as a group. That's where things get dangerous. Because once that energy spreads online, it's not just about customer service anymore. It becomes tribal. Now. Don't get it twisted, not every black American is backing this so-called boycott. In fact, a lot of folks are rolling their eyes. Most people are still going to get their hair braided or order their favorite dish if the service is solid. But on social media, especially TikTok, the controversy exploded. The stitches, the duets, the debates, it's been nonstop. And when content creators saw the original viral video, most jumped in to give their take. But one creator took it to another level. Not just critique, but locky threats. That's when it stopped being just commentary and started sounding like real beef, real tension, real-life consequences. Because you already know the internet might start the fire, but real people get burned.
And also, all immigrants like your businesses from all black Americans. Simple as that. Don't let them go into your grocery store. Don't let them go into your restaurant. Don't let them go into your salon.
This sister, right here, just from her voice, I could instantly tell she's Liberian. And if you know anything about Liberians, you know they're probably the closest African group to black Americans. Not even Ghanaians got that kind of bond. It's Liberians, especially the Americo-Liberians. The history runs deep in cities like Philly, Jersey, and the whole East Coast stretch. You'll find Liberians and black Americans vibing like cousins. I mean, I've never met a Liberian I didn't get along with. Real cool people. It's like, yeah, they African, but they still got that shared spirit, that link. But this lady, she wasn't just speaking for Liberia. She went wide. She started mentioning other African groups and said something that had people on edge. She said, what if we get all our African doctors to stop treating black Americans? We could do that. And that's where it got heated. That line, right? There had people in the FBA, Freedmen, foundational black community, whatever you want to call it, ready to go nuclear. People were like, Whitar, you really calling for healthcare sabotage? That's not just wild, it's dangerous. And folks responded, QUICK. One brother jumped on saying, why are you trying to start a war between immigrants and citizens? Like, why? We American citizens. We belong here. And he wasn't the only one. There were tons of duets and stitches with people clapping back. One sister came in like, somebody needs to explain economics to these folks, because they clearly don't understand how this ends. You think y'all gonna win a boycott against us? And then she hit M with Google Makoko, implying that maybe they should focus on their own problems back home before starting fires here. She was like, y'all get pushed around in Africa by outside groups, but now that you're in America, all of a sudden y'all gangster. And that was the tone a lot of folks took. The message was clear, you barking up the wrong tree. And while some folks laughed, others saw it as a straight-up call to action. Because when you mess with healthcare access, when you start talking reckless about withholding treatment from the same community that supports your business, you cross a line. And then this one brother put it down plain. He said, y'all don't want this smoke right now? Black Americans are feeling powerful. We're feeling unified. And this ain't the time to test us. That's not a threat. That's a warning. If you're a friend, act like a friend. But if you come sideways, don't expect it to be all handshakes and kumbaya. He even went into the history saying, we are American Indians. We've been here for generations, way before the ships came. And even though the numbers of enslaved people brought here are debated, he said one thing that stuck. We know who we are. Now this part right here is where things escalated. A freedmen legal advocacy group stepped in. A brother from the American Freedmen Legal Fund announced publicly that they've collected this woman's employment records and professional affiliations. Why? Because her statements were a threat, not just offensive, but a public health risk. And once you're licensed in this country and you make statements like that, guess what? You're not just talking online. You're endangering lives. And they made it clear, you can't attack Friedman while collecting a paycheck from American systems. He said it plain. You cannot be working in hospitals and clinics protected by the U.S. Constitution and then use that platform to hurt the people you serve. That's not just unethically legal grounds for action. And now they're moving forward with formal complaints. Every license, every oath, every policy she signed, they're coming for it. That's real. And the lady might thought she was just talking spicy. But in America, that could cost you everything. This ain't Liberia. This ain't Uganda. This is the United States, and the law don't play. They always say freedom of speech is a rightin', till you use it to threaten Americans on U.S. soil. That's what this woman just did. A healthcare worker, originally from Liberia, got on social media and started talking reckless. War, violence, and not just any war. She allegedly called for immigrants to go to war against Black Americans. Insanity. You think this country's just going to sit back and let that slide? Behind closed doors, people are furious. Folks are digging up her info, blasting her name Kumba Blankand, even contacting her boss, Cheryl. Government agencies are being tagged. People are asking why someone with that mindset is working in healthcare. Social media is erupting with calls to revoke her license, deport her, fire her, everything. And honestly, if the allegations are true, they might have a point. This ain't about where she's from, it's about what she said. Because in America, if you start talking about war against its citizens, you're not getting a slap on the wrist. You're getting ICE. Termination, maybe. Even charges you can't scream fight the Americans while cashing checks from American tax dollars. And if you're not even a citizen, oh, it's a wrap. And let's be real, no other immigrant group is about to throw their entire bag away to back her nonsense. Nigerians ain't doing it, Ghanaians ain't doing it, Jamaicans for sure ain't doing it. She'll be out here alone, while everyone else moves in silence and keeps their career. And when the job is gone and the bills start piling up, none of those people are coming to save her. None. She's going to be down bad and looking crazy, and who'll be there to roast her? O'Shea, Duke Jackson, because if you're old enough to know better, they're still saying wild stuff like this, then you're old enough to deal with the fallout. Just shut up sometimes. Not every opinion needs a post. Not every thought deserves a platform. Now, you've turned your whole life into a mess over some foolishness. But hey, what do you think? It's your boy O'Shea, Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of the Celebrity Junk. Subscribe, hit that bell, and I'm out. Peace.